Namaste, my friends. How are you doing? I'm very happy to know that the whole week passed peacefully, calmly. Do you see that that is the one meaning of awakening? You wake up in the morning, you were engaged in all the personal, professional, social activities, and throughout the day, from waking until sleep, you remained calm. There was not a moment of reaction, of anxiety, of duality, and a conflict. And it happened throughout the week. Normally, what happens, you wake up and you feel tired, and you go to a restaurant, you feel, no, I don't like it, and you meet someone, and internally the mind reacts. Can you very well imagine that there is no reaction inside? Outside, you interacted with the people and you are able to maintain that state. What that indicates? That indicates the purity of the mind. Because the past impressions are not able to trigger your mind with reference to the outer situation, people, relationship. That is a great achievement. In fact, I would say that is a deeper state. Meditation is taking over our entire life. That is the key to understand. So do not forget every day before you go to sleep, right? Just sit there for 10 to 15 minutes, find out what happened throughout the day, with whom you interacted, what actions, what works you did and you have done, and what was the state of the mind? Were you in anxiety or feeling a sense of reaction to a person in relationship to your body, to your mind? The mind should be able to maintain that state of calmness. Do you remember I discussed in one of the sessions that calmness before the action you thought of doing. Say, for example, you thought, oh, let me call this guy. So you are in the state of the calmness and peace. And now during the talk, you were in peace. And after the conversation, you are in peace. So, what means the mind, somewhere deep inside, was able to maintain peace in all your activities. I'm just pointing you out. That is what happens when the mind is purified and it starts working in the state of the peace and the calmness. It goes a long way. We will start today with one more practice in three stages, and that practice we will continue with some changes based on your experiences. So please close your eyes. The stage one is passive stage. Eyes are closed. Find out the most comfortable place, position of the body, and posture. Where did I say eyes are closed? Wherever you want to sit, it's okay. And wherever you want to sit, just be aware that around you there is a lot of space around the body. And you become aware of that space. Place means obviously place joins with the space. So not only you are aware of the space all around your body, and then you are aware of the position of the body. You're sitting on a couch or on a floor. That is up to you. But we raise our awareness of the space all around. And just be grateful to the space. If the space is not there, how can you sit anywhere? How can you choose the place if the space is not there? You are, you are aware of the space, then you are aware of the body, means the physical body, and then you are aware of the position of the body. Position of the body. Just an awareness of the place, just why we are awareness of the place, position, and posture of the body. And after that, I am silent to check. You check also that the mind is able to continue in that state of in that state of calmness. Even if the thoughts are coming, let it come and go. But physically, you find that you are able to sustain that state. That is what happens, which we do not notice when we wake up and we find that state of the calmness. Now, being comfortable and follow the simple rule of being comfortable the way I have been guiding you. Look at the neck joint. Be there means you are present there. Then you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And then check. It is the moving of the mind within at the physical level. Because you become aware of the joint. Aware of the joint means we 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 remind the mind to start look within instead of the world outside. The mind is scattered in millions of directions. Mind is scattered in millions of directions outside. So we find, oh, joint. Go deep into, go deep to the root of the joint. This is, we have nothing to do with the joint. Through the joints, we are through the joint, we are experiencing mind is moving within. Clear. Now, Now we will see that we are carefree. So in being carefree, uh, just a reference point, first the reference point, and then all the thoughts, undesirable thoughts are coming and going. What it means, what is the reference point? Let me explain you in a different way to make it possible for you to raise your awareness. You see the sky and the birds are flying in the sky. So sky is the reference point. You see the waves in the water, in an ocean. The ocean is the reference point where you have the water and the waves, the highway and the traffic. Similarly, we have the mind. The deeper layer of the mind is always at peace and calm. It is like a space. So that is what I say. You look inside the forehead in the space or blankness. Good. And now on that space, the thoughts, feeling, emotions pops up. If there is no highway, how can you have the traffic? Traffic has no meaning if there is no highway. Similarly, if the space in the mind is not there, there is no meaning of the unwelcome, unwanted thoughts. Are you getting it? I believe so. So you are in a state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And in that state of steadiness, the mind is living within. Reference point is the space. And on that surface of the space or emptiness, the thought comes and goes, feeling appears and disappears, emotion pops up. And if you do nothing, you're simply watching. You're simply watching these thoughts, feeling, and emotions. So you see that if you don't follow these three steps, the and and the posture, and then we move to the uh, s- being comfortable, where we recognized what we recognized, that let the mind move, start pointing inward, not outward. Good. And then we are in the third state, that is third step. That is what I say being carefree, where the reference point is the space, reference point is the highway, the thoughts, reference point is the sky, and the birds or the clouds. Reference point is the water or the ocean. And where is the movement? Movement in the waves. Why we do that? We recognize we recognize that thoughts, feelings are separate from that space. From that space, here I told you sky, from the highway, etc., etc. What happens? Internally, we have to recognize that separation. What that separation? I am not the thoughts, feeling, and emotions. Thought, feeling, and emotions. What is going to happen? You are free. You'll be able to maintain that state of the calmness. Oh, it is possible? Yes, 100% possible. And now, in that state, we are in the first stage of the meditation. So, if the mind pops up with unwanted thoughts, feeling, and emotion, we have intellect. We have intellect to invite thoughts, feeling, and emotion. Did you understand this? We are in the stage one. Mind says it is my birthright to invite you unwanted, unwelcome thoughts. So I have an intellect, the free will. Now we are applying it. We have understood that part very well in our previous scene. Intellect or the free will. That is a free will. We have a choice to invite. And that invitation is called the mantra. Called the mantra. So in every day, in the beginning, every day during the practice of meditation, you invoke the mantra and then you allow that mantra to be present all the time during the day. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve bhavantu sukhina. You can say in your mind, Sarve bhavantu sukhina. So that is, we said loudly or mentally, both are okay. And then we go to the meaning. Let everyone be happy. So you think along with me. Everyone would be happy. Oh, am I blessing? No, I'm exploring the happiness in all the beings. That is the knowledge. Meaning is let everyone be happy. But when we explore the mantra, we find we are exploring happiness in every being on this earth. But we start with our relations, dear and near ones. So you can just become aware of them and see. Tell the mind happiness is their nature. Happiness is their nature, so it is my nature. What happens when happiness meets the happiness? You can very well imagine. But then why the happiness meets the sorrow? Because of the impurity of the mind. Because of the impurity of the mind. Did you understand it clearly? We have to keep this awareness all the time during the day. Sarve Santu Niramaya. You are saying in your mind. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Santu Niramaya. What is the meaning? Let everyone be in the state of well being. Well being. Oh, am I blessing everyone? No, I am saying that well being is a state behind the mind of the real self. Then the real self is always in the state of well being? Answer is yes. That is why we say whole, or that is why we say holistic. Do you remember? So your mind becomes a channel for well-being. So what happens? You prevent unwanted thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So that's near and dear ones. If you feel them. Why we are doing this? Why we are doing it? In order to purify the mind and be ready to change our behavior and attitude. I believe you are understanding it's not a big deal. And if you do not, tell me after. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Meaning, let everyone be blessed. The blessing and the grace should fall upon each and every one. The grace normally, or I would say generally, it means that there is a blessing or a kindness or empathy or the happiness or the joy enters in our life from the unseen, unknown sources. No, it comes from the known sources. Why we feel it comes from the unknown sources? Because of the impurity of the mind. So the mind, when becomes pure, it becomes aware of the entire world and the existence that is blessing all the time. But the mind resists. It is the impure mind with the ego resists. So you repeat it against, let everyone be blessed. But how the blessing takes place? How the space is always available to me to move freely. The air is always available for me to breathe. Is it not the blessing? One example. And you immerse your mind in that state of awareness of the space, air, water, always. The sun is always available. Without them, there is no existence possible. Ma kasche dukha bhagu bhavi. The fourth line of this. Ma kasche dukha bhagu bhavi. Ma kasche dukha bhagu bhavi. Meaning, let no one suffer from any misery, or let there be no suffering in the world. No suffering in the world. Who experiences? The human being. So it means no human being should suffer. When I invoke that thought with the feeling, we recognize the world causes, world is suffering, I am not. The real I never suffers in the world is suffering due to ignorance and delusion. Otherwise, the world is beautiful. So the stage one of the meditation is done. And now the stage two. We continue to purify the mind and we continue to reveal in our mind the relationship between the breath, mind, intellect. So in the second stage, the first step would be now it is very easy for you to keep looking inside the forehead. You find the space or the emptiness, that is good. You are aware of the body. The body maintains the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Good. Now the mind is looking